Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Secret Base figure preview video. Before we get started, I want to say a massive thank you to Ryan Kirkwood for going out in person to snap these awesome high-res pictures. Show Ryan some love in the comments below, because without him, this series literally wouldn't be possible. Now, if you're after Batman and Robin from Batman and Robin for your own personal collection, I've popped some links to Pop Collectibles in the description, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new Hot Toys DC figure preview video goes live on the channel. What a glow up! The first prototypes were fine. I saw them myself in person at ACGHK in 2024. But they were far from perfect. Some may argue that these still aren't perfect, but they're a hell of a lot closer than what we first saw. I wasn't expecting these. I thought they'd just show them off at ACGHK and they'd never be seen again, because sometimes they do that. Luckily, I was wrong. Now, the way I see it is, yes, this movie is goofy, it's campy, but it was always meant to be. It's a Joel Schumacher film through and through. It was made as a massive toy commercial. It's a product of the 90s, and I grew up in the 90s, so I've got a crazy amount of nostalgia for Batman and Robin. A terrible film, by all accounts. But I could still sit down and watch it, even today. Appreciate it for what it was, and that's why I'm all in on these two. And Mr. Freeze and Bane and Poison Ivy if they decide to make them. But you see that right there? They went ahead and did it. The crazy bastards. They gave us the Bat credit card in 1/6 scale. I ranted and raved about them not including it with the first prototypes on display. They've since corrected that. The right call. If there was one key accessory out of all of this stuff that symbolized George Clooney's Batman, like you knew right away which version of Batman it was from the gadgetry, it's the Bat credit card. Is it even a gadget? Either way, the Bat credit card, I am going to display him holding it. I have to. How could you not? All of this other stuff, I like the way it's been sculpted, but flat metallic silver doesn't seem right to me. I'm going to go back and rewatch the movie. I thought they were shinier than this. Not vacuum metallized chrome shiny, but slightly more reflective than the flat metallic silver. We get 3 mouth plates in total. One smirking, one a neutral expression, and the other with his mouth open. Ah, perfect. There is all 3 of them. I like them all. They all look like George Clooney now. The first prototype, not so much, but I could easily rock him with any of those mouth plates. Now, Hot Toys. We need to talk about these bases. They're not cutting the mustard anymore. They're too big, they're cumbersome to work with because of the depth required to accommodate them in the collection, and the spotlight LEDs around the front are no longer functional. If you made these USB-C powered and the spotlights still worked, okay, then it's got a light-up effect. You could call it like a mini diorama base, a museum base of sorts. But they don't work. So ditch these bases. Make something smaller, more compact, something more movie or scene specific with a mini diorama element on it. Some ice to, reference Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin. Not these square bases. This, I'm hoping, is the last time we see them from you. The Batsuit, sculpt-wise, is near perfect. But it's not just all about sculpt. The finish is slightly off. In the movie, depending on the scene that you're looking at and lighting, there was a blue tint to the Batsuit. This figure doesn't have that. It's a greyish metallic flake black finish with a darker black wash in the crevices, maybe? Like the abs there look highlighted with a black wash. I could be wrong on that. It might be entirely devoid of paint. That is totally possible. But some more blue is what I was expecting. Now, the belt is accurate. He's got the bat nips, but they aren't accurate. They're meant to have some concentric circles on them. They're not present. There's time to fix that. I'm not sure if they're going to. Is it necessary? Most likely people would prefer them to leave off the bat nips anyway, so very likely this is what the final product is going to look like. The bat symbol appears to be part of the cowl, perhaps? That will limit range of motion. Then again, range of motion was likely never a real consideration anyway, because of the way they've built this. They've stuck with the articulated plastic body underneath a thin rubbery batsuit design. I've never liked that. Why not do for these Batman suits, Kilmer, Clooney, Keaton, what you did for Hono Studios' comic Iron Man? Use medical silicone and make the suit the actual body. Then have a metal endoskeleton inside the medical silicone outfit. That way the suit is way thicker, it's not going to crease as easily, and you'll be able to pull off way more poses because of it, plus the suit isn't going to bunch up and wrinkle and look weird on the surface. Just think about it. Maybe for an eventual Panther suit Kilmer, that's something you can give a go. A Toy Fair exclusive would probably be the safest bet for that. His cape is fabric, but that doesn't sit right with me. He had a leather-like cape in the movie, if I'm remembering correctly. I need to look at reference pics. It could have been latex, now that I'm thinking about it. This is straight fabric. It's wired, so that's a win. But some more texture on the surface with a waxed finish would have given it that leather look without having to use pleather. Okay, so that cowl is incredible. That's George Clooney. From every angle. All the way down to the huge eye holes with heaps of skin showing around his eyes with the black eye makeup on there. The expression, they nailed that. And it's got moving eyes. So you can shift them off to one side or the other. You know I'm partial to side-eye. This is probably the mouthplate I'm going to end up going with. He's holding the Bat credit card, about to deliver some kind of Bat joke or Bat pun or something. Seriously, I said it earlier, the glow up from the initial prototype to these new ones, night and day difference. I was on the fence when they showed those first ones, but now I'm all in on this Batman and Robin. We've not even gotten to him yet, but we're about to, I promise. This is a fixed neck cowl, there's no cut underneath the chin there, so very limited range. That's accurate the way it's supposed to be. The cape clips probably don't actually hold the cape on, it tucks underneath the cowl. I wouldn't be surprised if it's secured with Velcro. That's how they usually do it. They're still missing the blue sheen on the outfit. That's something I'd like to see incorporated. But if they don't do that, if this is exactly what we end up getting, I'm still going to be satisfied with it. Because it's the best 1/6 scale George Clooney Batman that's ever been made. Is it the only 1/6 scale George Clooney Batman that's ever been made? I reckon it might be. There could be some old model kits back in the day in 1/6 scale for George Clooney's Batman, but not articulated like this. Knowing that, they could have cheaped out and said, you get what you deserve. No Bat credit card. Very few accessories. No interchangeable mouth plates. Terrible likeness. No moving eyes. Knowing that this, for Batman and Robin fans, is going to be the only option in this scale. But they didn't do that. And I appreciate them for putting in the effort for some figures that not many people are going to get. Some folks like me, we've got nostalgia for the film and the costumes. I know Cosplay Chris loves them, so we're gonna get them. But other people, as soon as these went up for pre-order, they were like, no way, I'm out. I'm never getting figures from that terrible movie. I understand both points of view. Seriously, I do. Anyway, moving on to the boy wonder, Robin. This costume was always more Nightwing inspired for me versus Robin, with the bird across the chest in bright red, and I love that about this outfit. We got the classic green, red, and yellow Robin suit in Batman Forever. So now we've got the evolution of that Robin costume. And next to Batman, this is a fantastic pairing. But right there, you see that shot? With Batman off to the left-hand side, now I'm seeing the ice blue coming in. So maybe it is there. It's a color shift paint. It's lighting dependent. It could be that the blue lights you can see on the right-hand side of the shot are reflecting off the surface of the suit. We'll have to wait and see when I get Batman in hand. As for Robin, I might actually prefer him over Batman, which is crazy because The Dark Knight is the shit for me. But Robin looks incredible. He comes with less stuff. We get a full array of hands still. That heat gun, though, it's such a classic, retro, spacey looking gadget. The metallic red paint apps, the silver accents, the heat effect coming out of the barrel. For Batman, he's holding the credit card. But Robin is going to be holding on to that heat gun. Just look at the sculpt work on those hands. The wrinkling, the leather grain texture, the really fine sculpt work for the stitching and the ribbing. These have to be some of the most detailed gloved hands I've ever seen. And I find myself saying that more and more often, actually. That's a good thing. It means they're still focused on improving, even the little details, on sculpted gloved hands. They could have gotten away with reusing the hands from Batman Forever Robin. I doubt any of us would have been able to tell the difference. But that's not what they've done. These, I believe, are brand new sculpts. They've shrunk the size of the hands down just a touch, so he looks more proportionate, and the gestures come across more natural to me. Then all of the good stuff I said about leather grain texture and whatnot, that still applies. Just look at that metallic red and silver color combo for Robin's gadgets. There's a metallic flake, a glossiness, a black wash in the panel line work. I'm sorry, Bruce. Robin's got the cooler accessories, and I've just now spotted that Robin symbol on those spiked pieces. It's a nice touch. The base, still not a fan of it. The raised symbols, the Batman and Robin merged symbols with the gradient behind them, aesthetically, they work, but functionality-wise, he doesn't have a split-cut boot design, therefore, limited range at the ankles. So, what do you do to get around that to make collectors' lives easier when posing? You pop a raised symbol in the middle of the base, of course. You don't do that, because now it's going to be pretty tricky to get him standing flat-footed on the base. You don't want to rely on the crotch grabbers, because they will mar up the surface coating on the crotch area for both Batman and Robin if they're making contact with the suits, so be careful. His cape looks like it's the same material as Batman's, aka the wrong one. Who's choosing material for capes over at Hot Toys? They consistently get it wrong. Like, the suits are beautiful, head sculpt's incredible, great accessories. But then you fumble the ball with the capes, you always do that. Take a leaf out of Jackson Ju and Unreal Toys book, pick thin, lightweight, yet still waxed and textured fabrics. Even if they'd have gone with the material they used for Justice League Batman and Tactical Suit Batman, that would have been fine. I still would have replaced it, but you know what I'm trying to say, the texture that's meant to be there simply isn't. These are too fabricy. Look, don't hear what I'm not saying. I like the durability of the cape. I am not advocating for pleather. I would never do that to you. I wouldn't do that to myself. I hate the stuff. But these capes needed a little bit more surface detail and texture, just to make them more movie accurate. Moving on from the capes, let's talk about Robin's outfit. It's made of a vinely style rubber material. It's thin enough so it's flexible, but it's going to buckle and bunch, and right there, on his left shoulder, we'll come back to it, but see the right shoulder, how buckled it is? If you leave him in a pose like this, the same goes for Batman, and then you bring the arm back down after a couple of days, it's gonna be cracked and it's gonna be stressed out. You'll see white stretch marks on it. Don't do that to yourself. Put them in poses, take your pics, then pop them right back in a safe pose so you're not destroying the shit out of these costumes. You see that on the red section of the left shoulder? It's cracked, it looks like it's about to go. That's what I was talking about, that's what I was warning you about. You're going to need to be so careful. Is it frustrating that we still, in 2025, can't leave figures in dynamic poses for fear of ruining their outfits? Shit, yeah, it is. But they wanted to use the same suit technology as they used for Batman Forever, and Batman 89, and Batman Returns. Modern suit Keaton from The Flash, they tried something different. It remains to be seen long term if that suit material is durable. The way they've done this, you are going to need to be cautious when it comes to posing. This head sculpt is better, in my opinion, compared to Robin from Batman Forever. Not just because it has moving eyes, but that certainly is a factor. The likeness looks superior, the hairline more detailed, more skin texture sculpted and painted, and then the way it connects to the suit, with the neck seal versus the oversized pleather cape collar with the stitch line straight through the middle, that would always ride up, making it look like he had no neck. That was a big problem with Batman Forever's Robin. No longer an issue with this guy. If I had to pick between that Chris O'Donnell Robin and this one, I'm going Batman and Robin every day of the week, even though the color scheme is more traditional with the other one. The question now is, where's Alicia Silverstone Batgirl? We had some great suits for her in that movie, both with and without the cowl. Why not give us them? You made the boys, we surely should be getting a Batgirl in this line. And Bane. Still, in my opinion, one of the best live-action Bane designs of all time. Say what you will about the film and how Bane was portrayed in the movie. Looks-wise alone, it was a dope outfit. Imagine that Bane in this scale. A proper, traditional comic book style Bane. Huge muscles. The luchador-style mask. The venom hoses and cables. The green vein work. It would be a feast for the eyes, and I am praying that they give us that. I'm getting carried away. Batman and Robin, must-haves for me. I cannot wait for these boys to be released. Batgirl, though, hopefully not far behind. Now, I'm going to pre-order mine from Pop Collectibles. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. I've popped a link to their site in the description, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.